And we're live once again. It's the AUSPACK Files coming to you from the exhibition floor of AUSPACK 2022. I've got a collection of folks here with me once again, and I'm cheating by reading their names. So it's Dean, Fathima, and Jackson.
That's right.
Welcome to the show.
Great.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very
Thanks for
much,
having
Grant.
us. Yes.
Yeah, thank
Cool.
you.
Okay, so we're going to be talking about home compostable, Australian-made, fibre-based packaging that's all Australian. That's correct?
Yes.
That's
yes.
correct.
Right.
Yeah,
That's right.
you got it.
Right. Fathima, tell us what it is. How'd you come up with this?
So we are a company based out of Bathurst. So we do sustainable packaging, and we manufacture. Our manufacturing facility is based out of Bathurst. So we manufacture fiber-based packaging, which is the first of its kind in Australia. Sourcing from Australian farmers, going back to the soil. So that's a true circular economy right there.
Yeah.
So it's one of a kind. All the companies right now we have here, all are importing from China
Yep.
or India maybe, but we want to manufacture here, help back, give back to the community, and
Yep.
of course our farmers as well.
Yeah, grown, used, and
Yeah.
composted,
Yeah.
all in Australia.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
So, Jackson, how long have you been with the organisation?
So I've been with the organisation, Grant, for about 2.5 years.
Okay.
2.5 years to 3 years now.
Yep.
So essentially, Innovation Club is it's a subsidiary of a larger organisation, but it's an investment firm
Okay.
that's looking to diversify revenue streams, and environment and technology is something that we're really big on. This is our first project, our largest project.
Yeah.
It's really exciting.
Yeah.
So I've been the chief executive officer now for just under a year
Okay.
of the company. So essentially, we have as Fatima described really well, it's Australia's first manufacturing facility of fibre-based compostable products. It's a bit of a mouthful, but
Yeah, it
you
is.
get there eventually.
And it's that compostable bit, though, that's the real kicker.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
And
Yeah.
home compostable, not just compost in a landfill kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I think Dean could probably touch on a little bit more of the engineering and manufacturing around it. But look, yeah, essentially, it's using agricultural waste.
Yep.
So that in itself gives the farmers of Australia an additional revenue stream, as opposed to literally using half the wheat straw and then nothing.
Yeah.
Right?
Plus,
It composts into the ground.
it's a revenue stream, and it helps with their green certification because it reduces their carbon, because it's not just being wasted,
Yes.
being
Yes.
used.
Correct.
100%.
Cool.
And I'll let Dean, because
Yep.
he'll probably
He'll be kicking under the table if you don't.
100%.
No,
he's
that's
actually
all right.
he's doing
He
it
does
right.
a great job,
He's
man.
dying for a Guernsey on the radio. But
Thanks,
Um,
mate.
yeah, look, essentially, like I said, it's grabbing that agricultural waste, and then it goes through a process. And I'll hand over to Dino to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, thanks, Jackson.
We were getting to you, honest.
Yeah. I mean, Jackson encompassed it pretty well, and same with Fatima. We are the first in Australia. We will be, and essentially we're just taking, that bottom part of the wheat straw, the bottom 50%. You currently see it now as those half-ton wheat straw bales that that go around. They're predominantly for cattle feed or for cattle bedding. And the beauty of it is there's an abundance of it. We're in Bathurst in that wheat belt area. So we can get access to it. We can get it to the facility, and all we're essentially doing is just chopping it up. We're putting it through a process of cleaning, washing, cooking. It's like doing something in your kitchen.
Yep.
And we're just making it into a pulp, making it a bit cleaner, and then we're pressing it, under steam and pressure to create a product that is in the form of a plate, a bowl, takeaway containers. And the beauty of it is because it's got no additives, it's got no chemicals. It is essentially hay.
Yeah.
So you can eat your food on it and put your food and the plate and the bowl in the garden, and it's like you're putting hay in the garden. It's no different.
Down to your compost pack down the back. So
Yeah.
I've got a question for the three of you, and feel free to jump in or sort out. But where did this idea come from? Is this from a university, somebody's smart's head? I mean, how did the concept for doing this come up?
Yeah.
That's a really good question. And look, there's a lot in this, but I'm going to consolidate it because I wouldn't have the attention span to listen the all the way through. But look, essentially, one of our employees, he's a single parent.
Yep.
And he used to take his daughter down to the beach and clean beaches. In his spare time. And what happened is he was contacting the University of Newcastle, because that's kind of where he was located, and was asking him could you help him identify what toxins are in these? And he's very, very passionate about the environment. And he was a personal friend of mine and another colleague of ours. So we went up to see him and to see how if we could help him out. And essentially we met with the university. And the university was having, I guess, a proposal put in front of us to commercialise plastic alternative products. Right.
Yeah.
And essentially we took the bait more or less. And, we're yet to determine whether it's a good idea or not. But look, essentially we took the bait. We loved it. We put it through a pretty rigorous process in regards to a feasibility analysis. It was put forward and it became commercially viable. And I think that, the way the world's going with regulations and consumer appetites for, the environment in regards to not, single-use plastics and packaging solutions, I think the timing was right. I think timing is really important with stuff like this. With any great idea, being too early to the market is never a good thing.
Oh, like when we launched a podcast in 2009, and I spent most of my time telling people, what's a podcast?
Right.
Now everyone knows.
Yeah.
Great. We can just get on to the important things.
Yeah.
So, too early, too late. You want to be just in that right zone, don't you?
Yeah,
exactly
that's right.
Exactly
Yeah.
right. And I think the timing was pretty bang on. So, and look, on that, we also, we've set up and built an R&D centre and facility in the university.
Wow.
We have a strong commercial arrangement
We're
there
partnered
where
with them.
we're working on tech and an IP that gets evolved with certain different raw materials. It's not just kind of wheat straw we're working on. We've got a couple of things in the pipeline that we could use. Grape mark being one of them.
Okay.
There's a lot of wine that's obviously manufactured and exported in Australia. Some of the best in my opinion. But there's a whole abundance of grape waste. So converting those high cellulose based feedstocks and then converting them into products is something that we're really excited about.
And that even extends to things like algae. You can even use algae and turn that into a home compostable product as well. So
the algae that's not being used for alternate proteins, that is.
that's right.
That's right. But the extraction of that value chain of that product was what we really want to look at.
No, that's great. So Jackson, you're the CEO, and Dean, what's your role?
So I got involved in the project after these guys had already decided that they were going to do it with the university and with government, and just by sheer coincidence, I came across someone who knew someone, and my background is essentially production, processing plants, engineering, manufacturing, and just in the right time and the right place, like we just talked about. And I already knew the guys, I knew the culture. I knew it's a really good fun, group of people to work with, and a really interesting project. So
fantastic.
That just got me involved. And I thought, great, let's do it.
I must confess, I'm going to jump in here. There was a little bit of I have a skill gap in the team that I need to fill.
But that's a big part of it. That's a huge part of it. You can't do everything.
That's right.
And look, and that comes down to the management of the ego, right? Sometimes it's a hard task, but we identified that there was a skill gap there, and like all great teams, we had to put the right person in the right position, and that's what we did. So, and then we came across Dean, and it's been amazing, right? Because if you're not from an engineering or manufacturing background, it's a real specialized area.
That's
and
right.
it's the same with Fathima as well, having all the connections to overseas markets for potential export potential. It's really important having that access to European markets.
And I was about to ask, and your role, Fathima, have you been with the group since the start?
No, like very much similar to Dean. I started in the middle and I work as a marketing specialist. So my role involves making sure what is good in the market, the trends, customers are happy, what's going on, what we should be doing in the future.
Excellent.
And yes, I have another manager who I work closely with as well. So we are two as of now, but I'm sure our team will grow in the future.
It sounds like it, because it sounds like you're on a real winner. So you're here at AUSPAC, you're looking around at who's here. How's it gone? Have you had many people, like companies that you're engaging with, and what's been the feedback? How are they taking it?
Great. I mean, I think everyone kind of double takes a little bit. And they're like, oh, well, hang on. That's really, really relevant at the moment. What you're doing. And like I touched on before, manufacturing hasn't been exactly viable in Australia in a lot of different areas, and we think we've essentially got the right model, and that's scalable. And like I said, the appetite's there. But look, for me personally, it's been great because there is that willingness to engage, you know, in that environmental solution, which is really great.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of these guys a lot of the guys around here use plastic because plastic's a great product.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know, it's manufactured at cheap cost. It's durable. It works really well. You know, and that's something that we all talk about. We're not out to rubbish plastic.
Mm.
It's a
Yeah.
great product.
Yeah, it is.
You know, but it's just about how we use it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And single use probably, you know,
Yeah.
we've been a victim of our own convenience a little bit in a lot of ways. You
Yeah.
know, but
Yeah.
you know that's okay because we've realised this, and
That's
now
right.
everyone's taking steps, and
Mhm.
everyone here, you know, everyone's been really open and
Yeah.
forward and interested to hear about it. That's kind of my take. I'm not sure about you, Dean, especially in Fatima, speaking to a couple of different people.
Yeah, I think everyone we initially coming before the conference, we thought we would have competitors, but I think everyone is open,
Mhm.
and we are looking at them with a collaborator point of view instead of a competitor point of view, and
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
great. That shows that the willingness to work as a community and, you know, change whatever we can.
Yep.
There's only little we can do as a team, but together we can do better, right? So yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I was really pleasantly surprised about how many people actually want to get involved or help,
Yep.
because I'm really looking at it from, you know, from the equipment side of it and the machinery side of it, and there's so many suppliers here that are saying we'd love to help out in some sort of way or capacity. You know, we'll see how that
Yeah.
that transpires,
Mm.
but yeah, some really interested people. I think another interesting facet is the word home compostability,
Yeah.
because, you know, there's this, is it really home compostable? So
Yeah.
the first question is, do you add anything to it? You know, are there any additives or chemicals? And no, it just goes in. Even the offcuts,
Yeah.
you know, the offcuts just go straight
Just goes
back in.
Yeah.
Just goes back in. There's
And-
zero waste.
So the next steps now is like showing that it can go through machinery and
Yeah.
retain its composition.
Yeah.
It can take printing and stickers on it and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. So that I imagine that's going to be the next step of demonstrations and working with some people to, you know, some organizations to show that.
Yeah, correct.
Cool. Well,
Yeah.
heck of a road ahead, but it sounds like you've done really well getting to where you are now, and I wish you all the success because
Thank
we
you.
need it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Thanks, Grant.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, anything else you'd like to say as we wrap this up?
No, look, not really. I mean, we're really excited to talk to anyone, you know, and everyone who's interested in collaborating. Fatima said it really well.
Yeah.
You know, we've got some great federal assistance via grants as well to get this up and running, which is always
Yeah.
good. So,
Yeah.
you know, and the best thing about being a young company is we're flexible.
Yeah.
You know, so reach
That's
out,
right.
have a chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to make it work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
look, thanks so
Yeah.
much for having us, Grant.
Yes.
Hey, no,
Yeah.
it's been
Thank
great.
you so much,
Yeah.
Grant. It's
Really
been a
happy to
pleasure.
meet you folks. So thanks very much for coming on.
Thank you.
We'll wrap it up here and let everyone know that we'll be back soon with another discussion. I think we've got another one or two before the end of today. And if not today, there's always tomorrow. So stay tuned to this channel.